Welcome to Chinese Code YouTube channel. Learn Chinese from Oracle.
First character E1. The oracle of 1 is as same as the modern writing. It means the simplest origin of word. In Chinese legend, the word begins from a point, and a person called Pan Wu lives in it. It is the origin of everything. In modern Chinese, it have 5 meanings. The first one is number 1. For example, 有美一人，心仰万兮. There is one beautiful girl with good lookings. 有 means there is. 美 is beautiful. 一 is 1. 心仰万兮 is good looking. They don't have direct translation into English. The second meaning is all, in general. For example, 一如既往, all as always. It is all. 如 is as. 既往 is always. 往 is past. The third meaning is unity. For example, 依法度衡代账，车同轨，书同文字. Use uniform size measuring tools. That is, the unit of weight must be the same. The unit of length must be the same. The distance between two wheels of all carriages should be equal, and the same writing should be used when writing books. This sentence describes the situation after the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, united 7 kingdoms and set up a unified law. He's the first emperor of China. Before him, China was small kingdoms, and he's the first person make it unified, make China into an empire. And he also made some strict unified laws to make the whole country unified. In this sentence, yi means uniform, fa means size, 度衡 means measuring. Shi, in here it pronounces as dan, and it is a unit of weight. Such, for example, is similar to kilograms. And 丈尺 are units of length, same like meters. But not as much smaller than meters. 车同轨, 车 is carriages, not the modern car. They are the Asian car, made of wood, that kind of car. 同 is equal. 轨 is the distance between two wheels. And 书 is writing. And books, 同 is equal, and 文字 is writing. Before the first emperor united China, the different kingdoms writing similarly, but in different ways. They have very little difference between each other. And after he unified China, all writings become unified and same. It saves us a lot of energy and time when we learn the modern Chinese today. Or you need to learn the different writing of characters of different provinces in a different area of China. The third meaning is sparsity. The sentence is 眼无爪牙之力，筋骨之讲，上齿安土，下眼黄泉， 用其一也。谢八贵而二好，非舍善之学，无可寄托者，用尽造也。This sentence compares warm and cry. Warm is the good character and cry is the bad character, because warm is one-minded animal, and because of this simplicity, he can live freely in the world. But cries have many feelings, and it represents it is dividing its mind and not loyal to it is not loyal to one lord. It is dividing its energy and serves many different persons, and his result is he can only live in these small caves and cannot live freely like worms. And this is just a legend, and the last meaning of it is once, as soon as. For example, 一闻人之过，终身不忘. Once you hear someone's fault, you can't forget it for life. Once, 一闻 hear 人 someone 之 someone's 过 fault 终身 for life 不忘 can't forget. The second character is 二 2. Its original meaning comes from the Taiji text, ancient legend, Yin and Yang. It says that after Pangu split the simplest origin of word, that circle, with an axe, the light part, such as clouds, wind, sky, stars, went up and becomes sky. And the heavy part, such as rocks, trees, mountains, they are descended and went down and becomes earth. So the world is separated into sky and earth. In modern Chinese, 二 can be used as number 2. For example, 问一而告二谓之臧. 2 answers for one question is verbals. 问 is question, is 1. 告 is answer, 二 is 2. 谓之 is called. 臧 is verbals. It's an ancient word, seldomly used now. And it can also mean second. This is a poem. 霜叶红于二月花. Frost leaves are redder than February flowers. 霜叶 is frost leaves. 红于 is redder than. 二月 is the second month of the February. We don't say January, February, March, April in Chinese. It's just first month, second month, third month, fourth month. So it's quite difficult when I was a child. I learned January, February. It's quite difficult. And this sentence describes the frost leaves. The writer is describing the frost leaves, compare it with the February red flower. Obviously, the writer prefers the frost leaves, and it is more beautiful than the February flower. And R can also mean disunity. For example, 二心 betray intention. If you have two hearts, you are going to betray your first love. The third character is 3. It has one screen between the sky and earth. So this screen represents human. The traditional Chinese tea card follows this sky, human, earth concept. The cup is sky, and the tray is earth, and the cup itself is human. That's the reason why we humans drink water from that part. In modern Chinese, sun can mean number 3. For example, 孙权具有江东以立三世. Sun Quan occupies the Jiangdong area, and the Sun family has ruled this place for 3 generations. Sun Quan is a person. He is an emperor, locally, not for the whole empire. 具有 is occupy. 具 is occupy, 有 is have. Jiangdong is the area near Shanghai nowadays. 以立三世 is past 3 generations. This is Sun Quan, and this is his empire, the local empire, not the whole China proper. He is the third generation monarch of this local power. The first generation is his father, and then his father passed to his elder brother, but his elder brother passed very young, and the power passed to him. And this is 3 kingdom time. It is in most time of Chinese history, China is a united empire, but this is a special time. There's 3 powers host empire, so the 3 empires need to fight with each other. So there's a lot of legend happens during this time. And sounds are repeatedly. For example, 三思而后行. Think about everything multiple times before acting. 三令五申. Repeated orders and it in here, 三 not necessarily means 3. It can mean multiple repeat. Sorry, we passed another one. Third, 一鼓作气，再而衰，三而竭. The first drumming evaluated the courage. After the second drumming, the courage was low. After the third drumming, the courage was exhausted. 一 is the first, 鼓 is drumming, 作气 is courage, 再 is second, 衰 is low, 三 is third, not 3, 竭 is exhausted. It describes a famous war that there are 2 armies, Army A and Army B. The Army A drummed first, but the Army B didn't answer. And then for a period of time later, the Army A drummed for a second time, but the Army B still didn't answer. And then a period of time later, the Army A drummed for the 3rd time, and this time the Army B answered, and the result is that the Army B has the success. They has conquered the Army A. The philosophy answer behind this is when drumming for the first time, the soldier's courage is very high. This is the maximum. And during the second drumming time, the soldier's courage becomes lower. And if you drum for the third time, the soldiers their courage will be exhausted. So at the third time that the Army A is drumming, the Army B only drummed for the first time. So their courage, the Army B's courage is the maximum, and the Army A's courage is the minimum. So if these two kind of courage happen between the war, of course the Army B will win the war. And this is a very famous strategy. This book is called Sun Tzu Bing Fa, and it has been translated into different times. I heard that even Donald Trump read this book and for his business strategy. No matter how much he hates China, he still accumulating Chinese wines. And the fourth character is 4. It means double 2. It also comes from Taiji. When yin and yang expanded, yin is the black part, yang is the white part. When it's expanded, they become 4. They become extreme yang, light yang, and extreme yin and light yin. And these 4 number also coordinates with the 4 functions. And the Asian people use these to tell a fortune. The Asian Chinese like to play with numbers, and in modern Chinese, it is also 4 or 4. For example, Sichuan, the province with 4 giant rivers running through. It is this province, Sichuan province, and they have 4 giant rivers running through. So that's the reason why this place is called Sichuan. And this area is famous for its spicy food. So some of you might have heard of it. And 4 can also be used as very. For example, 4平八稳, very steady, very well organized, but lack of initiative. And 4 here don't mean 4, it means very, very steady. The next character is 5. The oracle of 5 is 5 dots linking together, and gradually people write 5 in this way. In modern Chinese, it also means number 5 or fifth. For example, 五行, 5 elements of the universe. They are metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. And here. This is 五 is fire, earth, and gold and water. The philosophy behind this is the Asian people believe that wood can rise fire, and fire can rise earth. Earth can rise gold, and gold can rise water. Water can rise wood, and wood will hurt earth, and earth will do harm to water. Water will do harm to fire. Fire will do harm to God. God will do harm to wood. And they have intrinsic logic is that no element of them can live without each other, and everything has a good side and a bad side. And for example, if you are old, water can help you, and you can have fire, and God will harm you, but you can do harm to earth. It means that every element needed each other to make up this whole universe going in a harmony way. And the next character is Liu, 6. 6 originates from 6 side of a house, so 6 looks like a house. And the modern meaning of 6 is number 6 or 6. For example, 七300有旬，有6旬，有6日，以闰月定40成岁。七 is cycle, 300 is 300, 6旬 is 60 days, 6日 is 6 days. So the Asian people settled that it should be 366 days in a year. And they use 闰月, that is leap month, to make the 4 seasons 40 into an even. They adjust to some extent to make the 4 seasons equal. And Asian people also create some philosophy related to 6, that is 6 pairs of 12 zodiac animals. It is related to every people have an animal of their birth year. But if you don't want other people to know your age, you should not tell them your zodiac animal. For example, me, I will never tell you I'm a dog person. And next character is 七, 7. And 7, its original meaning is not 7. It means to divide. For example, if you have if you pick up in the ancient time, if you pick up 3 apples, you can write like this. You can write 3 like this. But if you pick up 7 apples, you need to divide it and share it with your friends or families. So gradually, share becomes 7. And in modern language, it is still 7. For example, 日月五星谓之七正. 日 is sun, 月 is moon, 五星 is 5 stars, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. Venus in Chinese is called golden star. Jupiter in Chinese is called wood star. Mercury is called water star. Mars is called fire star. Saturn is called earth star. And together with sun and moon, they are called 7 governs. Asian people will let 7 go, and they also brought up some Asian theories related to 7, but this is too difficult, I can't explain it. The next character is 八. The oracle of 8 is also means to divide, and it gradually becomes 8. At first, it means divide, and now people are not writing divide in this way. So now they write divide in this way. 分 they put an 8 above and put a 9 below. And now the fin represents the ancient meaning of divide. And 8 also plays an important role in the ancient number philosophy because it is the double number of 4. In modern language, it is number 8 or 8. For example, far from is the 8 directions: east, south, west, north, southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. And the Asian people like to use these to do some calculation and make a fortune or decide whether your location, your home is lucky or not. And the next character is 9. 9. It is of arm shape. It means extension and extreme. So 9 means the extreme number of 1 digit, because 9 is the biggest number during these 1-digit numbers. And this is the 9 also means extreme, biggest, largest. And this is the reason why the royal palace, Forbidden City, has 4 decorative nails on the door. They have 9 rows, and every row they have 9 doors. And in ancient time, only the royal family can decorate their doors in this way. In ancient China, if you decorate your door in this way, you will be executed. And in modern Chinese, it can mean 9. For example, 9 times 9 is 81. It can also mean many, not necessarily 9, like 9死一生, survived from many crises, not necessarily survived from 9th crisis. And the last character is 10. 10 comes from a note on a rope, and it represents 10. And 2 notes is for 20. 3 notes on a rope is 30. In modern Chinese, it means 10 or 10. For example, 10事9空, 9 out of 10 have nothing. It means describe the situation during war or pandemic. That's 9 houses, 9 families of the 10 houses has been empty. And it can also mean perfect, complete, like 十全十美, perfect, 十分, very, fully, completed. And this is the first unit. If you want to know more about learning Chinese through the Oracle, you can download our app from both Google Play or Apple Store. Or you can follow our Facebook page. In here we have more articles, more than YouTube channels, and this is the academic part. And now we are going to talk about non-academic part. If you only want to learn modern Chinese and the academic part, you can stop here. But if you want to know more and got interested in those numbers philosophies or number thesis that I talked about, today I will introduce you the simplest method of telling one person's name is lucky or unlucky. It is called 五格抛向起名法. First, you need to have a name. If your name is of 3 characters, you need to count the strokes of these 3 characters. The strokes of the traditional writing. For example, Yue have 9 strokes, Han has 16 strokes, Xun has 70 strokes. And after you have this, put a 1 on the arc, and then you count 1 at 9, that is 10. 9 at 16, that is 25. And 16 at 70, that is 33. And you add a general of 9, 16, and 17, that is 42. And then you add the last number with 1, that is 18. And then you will have 5 numbers, that is your 五格. The first one is 10, and it is heaven 格, 天格. And the second character is 人格, human 格. The third one is earth, 地格. The general one is called 总格, and the last character at 1 is called 外格, external. And then you got these 5 numbers, and you can check this lucky number chart. If your number is here in this chart, it is lucky number. And if your number is here, that is, there are 5 numbers. And this is the most simplest number philosophies. They don't have scientific background under it. It is just a cultural thing. If you are interested, you can learn more by Google this 五格抛向起名法. And if you are not interested, you can just ignore it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.